with this world's cruel impermanence. Now 10 years into the immigrant experience, I'm still struggling to answer the most elemental questions about home. Is home the place you leave? The place where you receive mail? For human beings, belonging is one of our most visceral desires. We long to be received, to be taken in. We want to be recognized, and, in our absence, missed. These are the longings that I've known in my own story of mobility and grief, and also the longings that Greg has known in the airports of his childhood and in his alien calling of celibacy. We both know something about the inhospitality of this world and the elusiveness of earthly belonging. But this is also to say we know something about hope. There are many reasons why I might commend Greg's book to you, but it seems no small thing to suggest that listeners will find it immensely hopeful. I don't mean hope as religious cant. Greg's hope for belonging is found in the gospel, yes, and as otherworldly as it is, it's also marvelously entangled in the affairs of everyday life. Greg's hope is present as he folds laundry with friends, as he teaches impossibly long words to a pair of elementary-aged brothers at his church, as he shows up to hourly wage jobs and unwittingly makes friends. Greg's hope isn't removed from the suffering of the world. It's present in the awfulness of goodbyes, in the heartbreak of consequential disagreement, in the tensions of what we can only dimly understand this side of the veil. Greg's hope both weeps and reassures that tears will one day be dried. In other words, this isn't a book that traffics in warm and fuzzy pieties. It's a book that is storied and human, narrated by one man who is braving the cold winds of this world and avowing the warm arms of Christ. This is a book whose writer assures every listener, wherever you come from, whatever baggage you carry, you can belong too. When No Longer Strangers had only just begun to take shape, Greg tried to explain his vision for this book to Jane Crandall, his white-haired friend at church. She took his hands in hers, veined and weathered by years, and told him belonging mattered, that it might be the best invitation we could offer to this homesick world of ours. Jane knew, as Greg knows, that belonging is not just the balm of Gilead to salve our own wounded souls. It's something we offer to other wounded pilgrims who wonder where to find shelter, who can't begin to imagine an expectant father at the end of their very long road, who must be encouraged to smell the feast. Whether you feel at home in the world or you don't, the belonging that Jesus offers to each of us is good, sure news. It is good, sure news for us, and also for the world. Tentacles, an introduction. When we were kids, my best friend Zach claimed 1 Peter 2:11 as his favorite Bible verse. He would scrunch the freckled skin around his eyes, as if searching for the words in midair, and recite in boyish sing-song, "Dear friends, I urge you, as aliens and strangers in the world, to abstain from sinful desires, which war against your soul." Or, at least, that was what he tried to say. In reality, he only ever got this far. "Dear friends, I urge you as aliens." At the word aliens, he would lose his composure and collapse into a fit of helpless giggles. It never failed. When you're in elementary school, aliens are always hilarious. Aliens in the Bible? Even better. Unfortunately, for today's Christian youngsters, the updated 2011 version of the New International Version doesn't use the word aliens anymore. Now it reads, "Dear friends, I urge you, as foreigners and exiles," which is probably more precise, but nowhere near as much fun. Fortunately for Zach and me, we grew up in a simpler time, when tweeting was for birds instead of presidents, and 1 Peter was indisputably full of aliens. 20 years later, it's still impossible for me to read 1 Peter 2:11 without hearing it in Zach's voice.